Hey, this is Silas from editing after I've already recorded everything for this video. I just wanted to quickly say that I meant to do this video months ago. I didn't say it in the recording because I forgot to, but I had written out like the first paragraph of a script, and then I kind of lost all motivation to work on this. And I realized I'm not gonna be able to do a scripted video like that probably ever. So I meant to do an actual just recording like this where I played through and critiqued some of the game elements and whatnot, but I kept getting sidetracked and other stuff kept coming up, so this is months late, but this video's out now, so just wanted to say that before you actually watch this and are wondering why the fuck I didn't do this 2 weeks after. Alright, that's all. Hello, this is going to be a bit of an odd video for me, just since I haven't done one like this before, but I plan to make this kind of a concurrent thing in the future. I'm going to replay through Zardy's Cave and kind of give a review on it, because a little bit after I played it, I watched through my video with my boyfriend, and I kind of realized I'm not exactly the happiest with how the first chapter, at least, currently is. And so I kind of just wanted to, go through and give a genuine critique. Because I love Zardy's Maze, right? I love Zardy as a character. I literally have, in the corner of my room, a, life-size Cable Crow. And on top of that, I have the Cable Crow makeshift plush and the Pumpkin Jack. I love Zardy's Maze. But when I watched through my playthrough again, I kind of realized that I wasn't the happiest with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to go through and give a genuine critique and hope that, either Swanky or somebody on the dev team will see this and kind of take it into consideration. Or the critiques into consideration.
Have you heard the legend of the Straw Man? A man with a face of burlap and a mouth stitched tight. He wanders around the fields at night looking for his next victim, preying on farmers and workers alike who are alone in the dark.
People sure have some wild imaginations.
So I take it you don't believe the stories, then?
A scarecrow coming to life. I've heard the story. A man of wood and straw does not walk. Anyone who says otherwise is just pulling your leg.
If it was just a one-off story, then I would understand, but the tales are numerous and widespread. I mean, recently people have been scared to work in the farms up north. They think they're being punished by the spirits of the land.
Good grief. You sure it wasn't just some guy dressed like a scarecrow? Throw on some tattered clothes and a hat, and it could be anyone, really. Unless I see it with my own eyes, I don't believe it. It's honestly just
searching for him. That's the only reason why someone wouldn't run away from us.
Okay, now we are officially in. So, there are some critiques that I could give about the general opening there, but overall it's fine. I like the quick recap that's shown. The dialogue itself from the YouTubers, generally, it could be improved. It could be improved and made a little bit less, I guess, cliched is maybe the best term to use. But overall, it's fine. It's not bad. But it just could be improved upon a little bit. And I won't comment on the voice acting, because those are YouTuber cameos, they're not voice actors themselves, so I'm not going to be like, oh, their delivery was bad or anything. That was perfectly fine. Forget where I go. Oh, right there. Oh yeah, this isn't... It's really hard to see this, honestly. But it's whatever. But yeah. Overall, it looks fine as the opening to the entire game. I think this area is really neat looking. But later down the line, it becomes a little bit not... Ow. A little bit not as good, honestly. And I'll comment in a second on that. Because this looks really, really pretty. Like, you have this contrast of the bright sky. You can see the vines creating a net over the area, the farm that we were in the first game. And that looks absolutely stunning. Like, this area and one of the upcoming areas in this intro look fucking beautiful. But it's kind of taken down later on by the rest of it just being tunnels. And like, yes, there's massive caverns, but it's tunnels regardless. It's just, you look up and there's just dirt. And I think that's one of the things that in the next chapter I would like to see improved upon. And I'll talk on the chapters once I complete this fully, because that is a bit of a possibility for a pitfall. And I'll bring up examples for that as well. But as it is, generally the graphics look nice, but the areas themselves I think need improvement in the next chapter, because stuff like this looks beautiful, but it's just underutilized. Okay, now these seeds as well. This is something that I didn't realize because it wasn't properly explained. Each of these little, like, markings, I guess that's what I would call them. If there's 4 of them, it means that it's going to be super fucking tall. If there's only 2 of them, it means they're going to be really short. That was never properly explained in the tutorial, and later down the line, in my original playthrough, it made one of the puzzles really, really unnecessarily difficult, or time-consuming. Also, I like that. Because I spent like 10-15 minutes not knowing that, oh, these mean different things. And I guess you could say like that's a me issue, but I feel if it's not explained properly, it goes more on the side of the game. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Also, these crawl sections are really slow. Oh wait, actually maybe they're sped up a little bit now. I think when I originally played, that was unbearably slow, but I think it got updated and now that's a lot faster. So that's nice. So here's another like graphics area / like environment. And it just, like, look at this. It looks so fucking pretty here. But the rest of the game is just, it doesn't have anything like this. Okay. This is also a small issue that I have that will come back up later on. A lot of the maze sections only have one exit, or at least some of the more important ones only have a single exit, and there's nothing really else to be found inside the mazes, at least to my knowledge. Maybe there's the little collectible dolls for the challenges. That was creepy. I like that. I like the ambient, like, creepy sound effects that make it hard to tell if something is going to be coming after you. That is actually a good addition, because it built up the tension that is needed. But anyways, the mazes. This section only has one exit, and for here it's fine, because you really only need the one. because it's such a small maze and it's stacked on top of each other, so you don't need to have a bunch of different exits that go up to the next area. But the the big pumpkin jack maze, and I'll talk on that a little bit in a second as well. There's another critique I have there that I have talked about a little bit already. Yeah, there's only one exit. Fine for that, not for some of the other bigger mazes. And then on top of that, there it is. This one is going to be a lot smaller than the other one with the 4 markings. That was never properly explained. Are you going to get me? Yeah, you are. Okay, that's fine. I like that. That's neat. The pumpkin jack maze, I'll talk about it when we actually get to that, but that is something that, is a bit of a hindrance in my opinion. And another issue I saw there as well just now, sorry, I ate before recording this, but is the fact that that maze is just purely a tunnel. It's just a bunch of tunnels, which we're underground. It makes sense. Also, I like these roots. I like the fact that there's a little place to hide and that they slow you down. There's nothing that kills you in them. Yeah, it's just a tunnel, which feels a little bit like you're not utilizing everything that could be with this like graphical overhaul from the first game to this. So yeah, again, we'll see it more with the pumpkin jack maze, and I think the seed just explodes, right? Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about that, because I feel like, why allow us to pick up the seed and place it here and then remove it as well if we're not gonna be able to bring it over? Like, maybe force us to drop it down over here, but I don't know. That's fine. It's just a little odd, in my opinion. Also, this I like. Wish it didn't always reset your camera, but overall I like this a lot. The climbing mechanic feels good to use, so I don't have any extra criticisms there. It's very nice. I can't remember which way is the right way to go at this point. I think it's up here. No, it's neither of those ways. I don't even need to be here. Oh wait, no, I do, because I need to get the flowers. That's something I didn't see before, but that's on me more than the game, because I didn't look towards the entrance. I started exploring around. I don't need to be on this. Yeah, I didn't notice that until way later on that we needed to slap all the blue flowers to get that open, but that's completely on me, honestly. Okay, not sure what's up here. There's also, I just noticed that there's no visual indicator when you hit those, the vines that are blocking these pathways. Okay, leave that there. See, like, there's an indicator there, but I don't think there's one on the other vines. If there's another one, I'll check, but I'm pretty sure I didn't see one.
I can feel it. He's here, underground, searching. The lost rabbit has scurried into a dark hole. He told me to stay put, to not interfere. But he's close. He's so close, and he doesn't know I'm watching. I don't know how much longer I can wait.
Okay. Overall, I wanted to go over here and show that, because the concept there is fine. Just the line delivery is a little bit off, in my opinion, because the voice actor, not to be like rude or anything, but the voice actor does kind of swap the voice around the ending of that. Also, this is a good way to build up tension here. I like this a lot. The fact that you know Zardy is a living scarecrow, and now a scarecrow has just fallen into this field you have to, like, find your way through. It's a good way to build up the tension. And I think originally I stalled and didn't try to go through. But anyways, as I was saying on the voice acting of Drought there, overall, I think the writing of it is fine again. Just the line delivery is a little bit off, especially during the last line. But it does get a bit better during the later sequences with Drought, because the voice actor, I think, kind of finalized their voice a little bit more. I think it is up here. Also another great moment of building tension there. Hearing Zardy's hoe kind of dragging through is such a good way. And then I think this falls down, right? Yeah, this was a good jump scare. Because it's already being set up with the previous scarecrow that fell down, and then you can see it actively in front of you. It's not an actual jump scare, it's not a big loud noise, it's just something pops up in your face. I love that. I love that a lot. It's neat. And again, like, look at, back to the environment, look at these lights, like, this is so pretty here. This is, like, stunning. Okay. And then we come up to the first chase sequence, which is where I will have some more criticisms of, you know, some choices that were made about Zardy that I think could be made better. First of all, this jump scare, not a criticism. This jump scare is good. I like it a lot. First time playing that scared me so bad. However, as you can see, Zardy is sprinting. I don't think I like that very much, honestly. Because in the first game, obviously, Zardy is more of just a persistent threat. You hear him and you have to do something about him unless you can reliably make sure you're not going to get cornered by him and whatever else might be coming after you at any given moment. This isn't it quite yet. Pause here. Okay. But in this, he's more of just in line with Pumpkin Jack from the first game. And so it feels like a bit of the identity, or not identity as a character, but the uniqueness as a threat has been removed. Because he's now just a Pumpkin Jack that you can't do anything about, instead of that slow, persistent threat that he used to be. But again, he's probably pissed at us, so you can, I guess, understand why he's sprinting instead of just walking. But yeah, overall, it's a change I don't think was particularly the best. And then this moment here... Oh wait, I actually got caught. Whoops. Hold on. Okay, this. So, even in my first playthrough, I kind of thought that was an odd sequence there. And especially so when I rewatched my playthrough of this first chapter. Oh, hi. Oh god. Is this what I think it is? Yes, it is. I'm gonna pause here as well. Okay. Even in my first playthrough, like I said, that was an odd sequence. And especially so on my second watching of that playthrough, the only really thing I can think of is that it doesn't exactly make sense. It's supposed to build tension, but it just confuses me more than anything, because I'm getting jump scared and then I'm not. He completely biffs his swing. I guess it kind of almost implies that Zardy doesn't know what he's doing to some degree. And so it just feels out of place. Like, I get if it was like some sort of QuickTime event where he grabs us and we have to shake him off or something like that. Something like that would make sense, but it feels odd to have him catch up to us and then miss a swing, only for us to continue running again. It's hard to explain. It just doesn't fit exactly. Okay. And then this is where the big issue with Zardy being just a Pumpkin Jack clone, I guess, for this game feels the strongest and the least enjoyable. Because... oh shit, wrong way. Because this section is just him chasing us constantly until we get up here. I don't like the way that this maze is laid out either, because first we have to go to two complete opposite sides, which that would be fine. That's kind of how it was originally, but there's also no throughway path here. Yes, I know. I will come down. But having no way to access that second area with a threat that we don't have any defense from because we don't have the flashlight, as well as a threat that is constantly running after us, it makes this section feel not very good to play through, because it feels, I guess, like there's nothing we can do, especially with the AI sometimes pathing in ways that make it really, really fucking difficult to get through here. Like, there's no alternate routes to go, to be honest, or not very many. It's like, there's this, but now he's like right behind me, and I can't do anything about that. And this route is a dead end. Okay, I'll talk about that as well in a sec. Okay, another small thing there. The corn isn't very, like, bushed up, so it's very easy to see through it. And I feel like that's also a little, or not necessarily easy to see through. It adds a kind of visual confusion, I'd say, where it makes it a little bit difficult to see where exactly I'm supposed to be going to a degree, because I'm seeing so many different, like, sight lines through the corn. It's hard to explain, again. But I think it needs to be just a little bit more bushed up there.
Well, would you look at that? I promise I'm gonna take good care of you. And by that I mean, this will only hurt for a moment. Oh, easy now! This is all just a big misunderstanding! I know what that...
Okay. Overall, that section was fine. The only thing I have a critique with here is that Jack just stays up there for the rest of this.
Oh, hey, up here! It looks like
Yeah.
you're finally awake.
Hey,
Wow,
man.
How are you not dead?
I question that
Anyways,
myself.
You should only do me a favor and make your way back up here. I'll just wait up here for you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm too lazy to come down and capture you.
And that's my critique. He doesn't do anything to get to us at all, and that feels really odd, in my opinion. At least, like, until the next section. And why would we go back up to him? It just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense that he would just stay up there, even if his character is supposed to be lazy or not exactly the best at listening to Zardy or something, but that's more of a drought thing, as it seems. But I don't know. It's just an odd choice for us to be introduced to him, piss him off by, you know, flashbanging him, and then him to not do anything after that. And then for us to also listen to him later on and actually go up there. It's a bit of an odd choice. And then also, how are we not dead? If it's some sort of plot point like Ethan Winters in Resident Evil 7, and like we're superhuman now because of something with Zardy, that's fine. But otherwise, we should have some effect from having fallen, like, was that 40 feet almost? 35? I'm not even sure. But falling down really far onto like hard soil, that should constitute for some sort of injury. But anyways, and then we have over here this. So this is fine. I missed this in my original playthrough, but this is perfectly fine. I like how this is set up. But then also that. What was the point of giving us the flashlight for half a second if you're only going to remove it like the very moment we get it? I wouldn't mind if it was just we had to come down here and pick it up, but it feels like the flashlight was a gimmick for a single cutscene, because it ultimately it was. So I don't vibe with that, because it's just a bit of an odd choice. Again, also, climbing feels great.
You need to grow a vine to get up here.
Yeah, man. I'm certainly gonna do that for some reason. Okay. And then here is the fabled puzzle. There should be some sort of indicator here. Somewhere on like one of these walls or something that shows that the more markings it has, the taller it's going to grow out. It's this way. Because during my playthrough, I'm not sure about anybody else's, but during my playthrough specifically, I did go the wrong way, whoops. It's took me like 10 or 15 minutes to get through here. I think part of it also has to do with the fact that the seed pods themselves, oh, excuse me again, always show the 4 markings, even though this one gave me the one with only 2 markings. So it gets a little confusing, because I don't know. It's just, I never had any reason up until this point to believe that they would be different sizes at all, so I never did. Ah, goddammit. Whoops. Oh, I do kind of have mixed feelings on the health system. I think it's neat, though. Generally. I think that the pumpkin crawlers dealing damage to you, and then Pumpkin Jack, I can make my way out through here, right? No. But yeah, the crawlers dealing damage to you, and then Jack being able to finish you off, because you're damaged. I think that's a neat system. Okay. But yeah, because with the seeds again, I interpreted this to be plot by plot. So, I had reasonable, I feel, confusion when it ended up not being that. And I guess overall, again, this is one of those instances where we're kind of just in cave, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Because, like, I like the light, but it's all brown, and then a little yellow there. Obviously, there's the greens and blues from this, but it's almost all brown, and then occasionally sprinkled in the other colors. It doesn't feel good to look at. Well, yeah, this section took me like 10-15 minutes, just because I don't think that was explained properly.
Wow, you are just incredible, truly. Now comes the fun part.
Yep. Again, don't know why we're listening to him and coming up here, but it's fine, I guess. And then small comment, I think it's here. Why is he dead? This confused me in my original playthrough, and it still confuses me. Why is he dead? I get that it might be like the light, maybe, but he was over there and he was perfectly fine. Is this a different one? I don't get it. I'm confused. Or is that the one that comes and chases us? Anyways, and I think that there are criticisms to be made about the Pumpkin Jack AI. I can't remember where the exit here is. I think it's this way. Here we go.
I will deal with this myself. You cannot be here.
But he's getting closer!
I said I would deal with it. You will jeopardize everything. All plants need proper care. Fertile soil, water, the warmth of light. You offer none of those things. Only death. So I'll say it one final time. Stay away.
I like that interaction. I like that it shows the already building up tensions between Zardy and Drought. Oh god, hi man. You fuck off. I think that animation, the actual just damaging animation, needs work with maybe like us blocking him with our axe or something. Because again, I like the system, but I think the animation itself just needs an update. Hey man. And then pathing. No, for now it's fine. Oh, don't tell me you fucking... Yeah, you did. Okay. I like that they can jump. It spooks me, it makes me anxious, and I like that. Because it means you're never truly safe. Or at least, like, jumping from location to location doesn't keep you actually safe in an area. At least from the Pumpkin Jacks. Where? Here it is. There needs to be some sort of light here. I can't really see that there's... Oh, goddamn, I can't talk about it because you're chasing me. There's really hard to see that there was something. Oh, wait, no, this is a secret. Where is the actual way to go? What the fuck? Over there. Apply what I was saying to whichever friggin' route I need to go. Where is it? Whichever route leads up to there. I'll cut when I find it. Here we are. Okay, this is the right route. I found it. there was no lighting to indicate that I was supposed to go here, which made that a little bit difficult to tell that I was supposed to go this way specifically. So here it is. It's over right there. Again, because it's all tunnels, it's all soil, it's really hard to differentiate. And that's one of the environment criticisms I was making earlier of it all just being tunnels. See, like this area, I like this. Because it makes me wonder, here it is. Oh, I'm so gonna get hit, aren't I? Yeah, whatever. No, whatever. As I was saying about the barn location that was there, or I do like having structures like that, or seeing structures like that, because it makes me wonder about what caused it to be down there and what led to these caverns more so. Was this once a normal, like, farm, a ranch? It's stuff like that that makes players question what is going on, more so than just empty caves. Okay, this is the maze that pissed me off. Okay. Also, I like these. I like how this kind of looks like teeth. I'm fairly certain that's intentional, but maybe not. If it is intentional, I like stuff like this. Makes it seem more menacing. Okay. This is where, oh god, the one exit. Actually, well, let's talk about something else real quick first. Okay, he actually fucked off. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. I was going to talk about how... Nope. I was going to talk about how the Pumpkin Jack AI pathing, or not pathing, but the AI specifically, tends to lock you into one area. Oh, there's an area through here. Maybe that's why. But yeah, it tends to lock you into an area sometimes. And it gets really annoying. And then I'll stop here unless he starts chasing me. If he starts chasing me again, I'll just pause. This is the only path into the exit, to my knowledge, is coming over here. There's no other exits to this maze, not on the right side of it. I could try and draw out a map of what I mean, but there's a massive sprawling like network over on that side that took me like tens of minutes. Like, I think it was genuinely like 10-20 minutes that it took me to finally find my way over here. Oh damn it. Okay, whatever, I'll keep talking about it. But to find my way over to that area, because there's no other route out of this maze. Despite, oh, whoops. Despite the fact that there is, yeah, just get me. Despite the fact that there is indeed, when you get out of the maze, you do see another exit, stacked on top of the one that you end up going through. So it feels a little odd to me, a little confusing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not that odd. But to me it feels like it is. It feels like an odd choice to only have one not optimal, but only one general route that you can go through. You know, the other ones aren't viable at all. But on top of that, or not on top of that, but with that, I'm also not a maze expert, so you know, maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about with that, but I don't know. To me, it feels odd. And then again, there's the second exit. And then here's the issue I have with the tunnels, right? I just came from tunnels to like dark brown tunnels to more dark brown and black area. And like, yes, there is stuff up there, but it's not as vibrant. So I like the laughing there. It's creepy. Because it feels like I'm only seeing brown. Even with as much as there is. There's like bright blue down there, there's yellow right there, there's green right here. But visually, the majority of what I'm seeing is just brown and black. And it doesn't feel like it's utilizing every single thing that could be utilized. Every bit of the new graphics.
Why, hello there. The name's Drought. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Drought's model looks nice, by the way. The texture work looks really good. I think the person who made most of the models for this game actually commented on my original
I've
playthrough.
been hiding because Zardy doesn't want me here. He says I'll mess things up. That I'll kill his work. But Zardy isn't here right now.
Oh, hey. There you
So
are.
why don't we play a game? There's a seed down in the maze below. If you find it, well, the seed's yours. But there's a catch. There's always a catch, Rabbit.
I like that. Again, kind of showing the tension between Zardy and Drought, and then the fact that, yeah, Drought only brings death to this work. Showing why there's tension between the two of them. These sections, I don't know if I have any criticisms with these fully. I think just the general issue with the mazes. And I guess also the fact that the seed isn't explained to always spawn back here. That's a mechanic that I was never explained again. You can respawn them over and over again. I guess that's what the seed exploding does, but again, there's no... I didn't even realize until literally I just tried that you could respawn them even if they're already spawned in. Anyways, I like the tension that is built up here, though. I like the fact that you have to route your way through these mazes with Drought chasing you. But yeah. I like how the tension is built up here. Again, it's a little odd to me with Drought just being kind of... No, actually, Drought kind of takes the place that Zardy did before. Drought is pretty slow, but he's a persistent threat. It feels weird knowing that now, but overall, I like the persistent threat through these mazes rather than being chased for my life like Zardy does and becoming like a pumpkin jack.
Isn't this game fun?
I think I remember the route through here for the most part. Yeah, overall, I like these mazes. But yeah, overall, back to the mazes themselves. These ones are fine since they're a lot smaller, but again, they don't converge on either side. It's just the one route, which feels odd. But for these ones, not so much, since they're a lot smaller. This next one, though...
Oh my.
Oh god, there's gonna be a really loud dialogue, isn't there? Is it fixed or is it still loud?
I see.
Nope, it's not fixed. I'm turning on my headset volume. 1 second.
You rabbit.
Okay, anyways, that piece of dialogue for some reason is really, really loud. I don't know why. I'll turn that down in post, in editing. But yeah, this maze, again, same thing. Only one viable, only one route to the next area. It feels a little weird. I can't even remember where it is. It's especially hard since we don't have... See, I don't know how the fuck I got here. I honestly don't know the route back. Don't think it's this one. I think it's the next one. One of them. I have no clue. No, I'm dead. Can I? No. Anyways, I'll try it again, because I didn't know the route through here. Okay, we're done. Anyways, I don't really know what to say. The mazes just don't feel very fun sometimes. That one specifically, I always have issue with.
You've made it out!
And then, right here.
I've got you now.
He's mine!
Out! You are playing with him. Do you think all of this is a game? We've spent years working towards this, and here you are acting like a child.
He escaped you earlier. Don't act like I'm the only one to blame.
I told you to stay away from here, and you ignored me. We cannot mess this up, and it is not your time yet.
I'm tired of doing nothing. I'm tired of you always yelling.
No, Drought, no! You idiot. We must find him. He must not be allowed to continue. The seed must grow.
Okay. And right as it feels like everything is finally coming to like action, you're thrown right out of it. Which is the chapter system critique that I was talking about way earlier on. I will skip because of the music. I can't really think. But yeah, it makes it kind of feel a little underwhelming at the end. Once things are starting to pick up finally, you're thrown out because it's a chapter. It's the end of the chapter. And the chapter itself is only about 98 minutes, 90-ish minutes of gameplay. That's around what I had by the end of it. I had 98 minutes before this playthrough. And so it just feels a little concerning for the next few chapters. For example, with something like Poppy Playtime, which I've watched a playthrough of fully, every chapter that's out. It can feel a little underwhelming when you go from a big end like the end of chapter 2, which has you riding a train further into the facility, to chapter 3, which then has you pretty much just walking around and completing puzzles for the entirety of it. So I guess it's a pitfall that I'm hoping this does not fall into, because if it ends up being something where the quality wanes from chapter to chapter, it can be a bit of like, it can kind of feel like narrative or gameplay or tonal, just any kind of whiplash, where one chapter is absolutely amazing, but then the next is just decent or genuinely bad. I think in the case of chapter 3 for Poppy Playtime. Also, something that should be noted is paying for each chapter. I get that obviously you need to put in work for the chapters to be, good, and for them to for you to actually make money off of what you're making. But if there's multiple different chapters and people have to pay either the same amount or more for each of them, it can feel a little bit scummy or a little bit scammy after a while. So I guess I'm just hoping for the future of the chapters that alongside all of the other critiques for what chapter 1 has presented so far, that the length of them is extended, and the quality does not wane overall. Some things obviously might lose a little bit of quality because other things are being focused on, but that's okay as long as the overall quality gets better and better, instead of something like chapter 1 of Poppy Playtime where it's just the intro, chapter 2 actually having something going on, but mainly just being go to location, do a thing, go to location, do a thing, and then the third chapter just purely being walking and completing occasional puzzles. So yeah, I don't know what else to say on the chapter system. I will talk about the memories and some of the writing as well. But the memories, I'm going to be honest, what is going on here? Overall, I don't hate the idea of us seeing the aftermath. However, it's just a little confusing of what our perspective is here exactly. Like, are we one of these people? Are we having an out-of-body experience? Or, like, what is going on here? This doesn't fully make sense to me. And then we'll talk about the writing in these as well. I'm not sure that I like... This is a personal opinion. I don't know about how other people feel about it. I'm not sure I like the SCP kind of idea with Gray ID and all of the sightings and like a report file, because it seems like from just what we're being shown of technology in Zardy's maze and Zardy's cave, and even within the memories themselves, this is sometime in like the mid to early 1800s. To me, it would not make very much sense for there to be some SCP-esque organization this early on in history. Not early on, but at this point of history. Because like they're using horse-drawn carriages. I almost said wheel-drawn, but horse-drawn carriages. It doesn't fully make sense that there would be some massive organization or even small local organization that would write in this way in this era. But overall, if that's it's already in the game, and if that's the direction that's wanting to be headed towards, I won't rag on it too much. I think it just needs to be written realistically within the time frame, the time period. And then these, overall, most of these are fine. However, this last one is generally a little odd, the way it's written. Full moon sighting. Woman heard chickens panicking during the night. Mysterious figure spotted retreating from the area as she approached. This is fine, but who is this woman? All of these beforehand have names of like the location or the people who were murdered or anything like that. And so it feels a little bit odd to just have someone just referred to as woman and not even unidentified or anonymous, anything like that. Again, same thing here. Same thing here and here. I don't know if my mouse is showing. If not, then I'll just point out the sections that I'm showing with arrows. Anyways, moving on. Excuse me again. Sorry. Anyways, this is neat. I like seeing the house from the first game. I don't know if that outhouse is new. I don't remember it, but I might have just missed it the first time I saw it. And then here, again, same thing. Looks like it's written by like a modern day SCP Foundation. Just a little odd for the era to me. So mainly, if that's the route that's going to be headed towards, just updating, or I guess downgrading the writing to be more akin to what or how the writing of that era would be written. And then I will quit to title, because that's all I can see there. The gallery, I like this. I don't actually have any like real criticisms with this. I really like this. I like that it shows obviously the new models, which look absolutely amazing, especially the texture work. Like these all look absolutely fantastic. I love that it shows the FNF art, because like obviously that was the big explosion of popularity for Zardy's Maze. And then I love that also back here you have the little pumpkin crawler that hidden, the FNF pumpkin crawler. And I love that like when the next chapters come out, this will be added onto with newer sections. It's a really neat idea. I love when games do this. The first game that I can think of that comes to mind is always MW2, which has that big gallery area with all of the characters and all the missions, and a bunch of like weapons from like all of the missions and whatnot. And then like even having the secret button that activates all of their AI so you can fight all of them. Even the characters that are usually allies, I believe, or maybe I'm misremembering that. But like having to fight all the enemies at least. And then showing like little models of the plushes, and like big versions of these ones as well. Because this was made, it should be updated honestly. Oops, my alarm is going off. But this should be updated because the Pumpkin Jack plush is out now. I think this was made before the Pumpkin Jack plush was even announced, so it should be added in now. And then we have, of course, the VR chat model, the Ho from the VR chat FNF model. And I think if you walk out, that's what activates it. Yeah, it does seem that that's what activates him. So the drought is here, and this appears in his model as well, which looks pretty nice. I will say I'm not certain on the little nose. I might do a little photo editing and see if I can see what that would look like without the nose. But the model overall and all like the texturing and everything, it looks wonderful. It's all beautiful, and that does loop kind of back around into the issue I talked about earlier, where you have like genuinely like beautiful models and textures, and like look at how vibrant the lighting is here and everything, and like it's just in the first chapter it's only tunnels, it's only brown that you really ever see. I feel like this gallery really shows what could be done, and especially the challenges, which, let me go back to the challenges. I think I did all of these. I didn't upload the video of it, or no, I did the first one, I think. But like, look at least this area. Like, this looks pretty. No, I did do all the challenges. I did all of them. This looks so pretty. I'm not gonna do the entire challenge. But it's just throughout the entire chapter, all we ever see is just this brown. And then also, here's what I mean with the corn earlier. Visual noise. That's the concept I was trying to think of, but I couldn't think of earlier. I can see things through the corn that I feel like I should not be able to see properly without at least like jumping over it. And so I feel like the corn should just be packed in a little bit more, make it harder to see through. But yeah, that was my critiques of this. By all means, I don't think that this is a game that like should be absolutely hated. Again, I love Zardy's Maze, and as it is, I like Zardy's Cave. I think that there's a lot of potential with having like an actual proper story for Zardy's Maze, because there's a lot of lore that is hidden deep into the game itself, Zardy's Maze, the first one, that you can like follow, that leads you, that like I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to one of the like accounts, one of the YouTube channels that Swanky used to hide more secrets for the lore. And I've watched videos, or specifically I think I watched Swanky's video on how people solved the like crossword and some of the other secrets, because there was like a bit of an ARG that was set up and hidden within the game, and like I love all of it. It's just there's a lot of flags that I'm seeing that are concerning me, and I'm wanting it to not go into the direction that I've seen a few of like the indie games that I liked go into. So I think that's it. I think that's where I'll leave it off. Hopefully somebody on the dev team sees this, and hopefully these criticisms are taken not as just generally just not as me riffing on this game and wanting to like just be angry, because I do love it. I love Zardy's Maze, I love Zardy's Cave. I want to see the best from it. Alright, that's all.